Welcome back to A Girl, a Drink, and a Game. And today we are playing a trial of Moonshine Inc. So we only have a limited amount of gameplay we can do here because it is a trial, but we're gonna give it a shot. The history of Applejack.
Our hometown just ain't big enough for you. It's never been. You finally decide to leave and make a name for yourself in the city. But it's not that easy, is it? Work's hard to come by. The city's not a friendly place. Finally, you find a job in a mob-controlled pub. Not a dream come true, sure, but you meet people, you learn things. You remember your big dreams and start a business with like-minded friends. Still, your actions don't go unnoticed. All it takes is one tip from your ex-employers and it all goes down the drain. A police raid. The business is over. Fortunately, you are out of town. Unfortunately, you have to stay out permanently. You pack your bags and return back home to the mountains. But it's not all that bad. With the help of your great uncle and the best little sister in the world, that's me, you start a new business, Moonshining. Ready to chase some big dreams again.
Alright. Apparently we just like to do things the illegal way. Chapter Family Mountains. One day, young Moonshiner sets up a small operation in a peaceful forest in the distant mountains. Will he be able to make his fortune, or will hardships of the trade and the police turn out to be too much for him? Time to find out. Time to play Moonshine Inc. Warning, do you want to launch the tutorial? Yes. Grunkle Donald. Here's your grandpa's, my brother's old moonshining base. No one's used it since forever, but maybe it'll be of some use to you and you have a lot to learn. Still, as you can see, the whole thing's in a sorry state. We should check to see what's what. You can start by moving around the base to see all the buildings that are available. You can also take a closer look by zooming in. Finally, you can rotate the camera to view your operation from any angle. Now that that's done, let's talk about moonshine. Alright, so storage. Come on. Alright, how do I select it? I'm pushing all the buttons. So I mean, I can do this part, but let's see. Pressing the main button. Not that main button. Oh, maybe that was it. Alright. It seems like we have less than a hill of spoiled beans. No matter. We can always go to the store and buy some ingredients. Here, let me show you the map at where this is the store at. Is there a settings to turn this music down? This music is loud. I don't see a settings though. This is a map. I'll tell you more about it later, but for now, let's check out the store. They have good offers. Right. I'm gonna buy some sugar. We're fixing to need more than this. 50 kilograms should be enough. Alright, let's also do 50 kilograms of Barbados sugar. You cannot hold, oh wait, left trigger plus A does 10. So let's even that out. There we go. I reckon that's enough. Let's pay and skedaddle. Exit buy. This will cost you $300. Alright. Return to base. The place is pretty empty, to be fair, but there should be a fermentation tank in storage. You can access it directly from the fast apparatus placement window. So B. Now let's select the blue one. Alright, so I just gotta place it anywhere. I don't know, where do I want to place it? I guess by this tree? Oh, that right. Fine smell of fermentation tank. What a delight. Thanks to this thing here, thing, we can transform sugar into alcohol. Now we should hire someone to help us. Your poor grunkle is so very old after all and thirsty, but I digress. Visit the headquarters or HQ when your base is building. So I don't know how I selected it before. There we go. Alright, right now you have no workers, so let's check some candidates. Well, not a huge turnout and all rookies, but I reckon that makes sense. None of the folks in the area knows you yet, but this guy seems like a good sort. A little wet behind the ears, but he'll learn fast. Let's send him an offer and see what he thinks. Let's recruit a second worker so we have enough hands to start. You can try to negotiate, but remember the worker might be insulted if the offer is too low. So, trainee, how do I... I'm trying to... I tried to negotiate, but it didn't really work. Open the list of workers. Each time your workers be doing a task, they gain experience. It can be used to promote them to specialization, and each specialization, say that 5 times fast, gives a bonus to different types of tasks. So specialize the heck out of them. Alright, so let's check the workshop, craft what we need. You can access the apparatus in the base station. So, in the crafting tab, you can create different apparatuses for alcohol production. For now, we need a distillation pot. During your adventure, your business endeavor, that is, you will have access to lots of stills that will differ by capacity, material, and so on, but for now, let's stick to the basic 200-liter still. Usually takes a bit, but not too long, so don't worry about that. Create. Let's go to the base, see where we can install this. Alright, place the distillation apparatus in the proper area. I don't know where the proper area is. Is that the proper area? Oh, there we go. We had to... Alright, yes. Create a new batch. We gotta add an ingredient. Let's set everything up in this here place. You can create a blueprint for the whole process. Choose the alcohol ingredients and apparatuses. The only restriction, you have to match an existing recipe. You know some of them, but others will need to be discovered. Okay. First off, let's choose one ingredient. How about the Barbados sugar? Sounds so exotic. Okay, so, oh, there's the mouse. Add ingredient, Barbados sugar. Since that's done, we need somewhere to ferment the stuff. We do have a fermentation tank, right? Yeasts are divided into categories. They allow you to craft recipes by altering the potency of your ingredient flavors. Those in the first category, called simple, aren't very potent. You'll get access to stronger ones later. The flavor chart changes when you add ingredients. Each ingredient has its own flavor and effect on the chart. You need to match the flavor as a recipe to be able to make it. Okay? So for now we don't have a match, but a little birdie told me that if we add Demerara, we'll get a much stronger recipe. Or get much closer to the recipe, I guess. When you have a recipe in the flavor chart, you can select it in order to lock it in. Then if you make any modifications, the recipe's flavor target will be retained. As you can see, we have a match, but it ain't too accurate. Balance the quantity of ingredients to make it a better match. So, what do I click on? Like that. Now it's an 85% match. What if I go this way? 99%. Alright, that's right, perfect. All a matching and ready for a batch, and we just need to add a distillation apparatus, and we're all set. Your first batch. You youngins grow up so fast. From what I can see, you've made the rock gut recipe. Start production and let's continue. And now it's time to set up the fermentation process. This is the fermentation window where you'll plan the first step of production. You have to set the temperature, quantity, mixing, timing, everything. The fermentation diagram summarizes the whole process. The ingredients and equipment that you choose. The more complex the recipe, the more details you'll see. You can view the apparatus that you use for fermentation process. Its durability affects the efficiency of production. The lower the apparatus durability, the bigger the chance that you'll lose the product. Cleanliness is also crucial if you want to avoid introducing unwanted flavors into your tank. 100% flavor match will ensure you avoid any unpleasant surprises. Here we choose the yeast that you'll be throwing in the tank. Remember that each yeast has different requirements and will yield different results. Let's start with a balanced option, simple power. Now we have to fill the tank by adding mash and water. Be careful with the quantity of sugar you add because too much will overwhelm the yeast and kill it. Alright, so do I fill the tank with 190 liters and reach 17 to 20% sugar. So I need to add more water. Left trigger, right. Oh, plus right stick. Alright, so now we need to go 17 to 22% sugar. Ooh. Come on. Alright. Just a wee bit more. Gosh dang, it's hard to... Oh, that... Because I was doing it by tens. Goodness gracious. Alright. Alright, there we go. Do I gotta get the mash up? Oh, it's gotta get up to 190. Okay, I get it. Later on, you'll be able to unlock tech that will allow you to modify the temperature for optimal fermentation to avoid additional flavors. Here we have the fermentation timeline. You can choose when you want to stop the process. Some points additional flavors might appear, which are represented by color bubbles. Try to reduce time to 20 hours to avoid an excess additional flavors. Alright, so... Oh. So that's 2... Okay, over on the right it's showing. Now that everything's all fine and dandy, you can start the fermentation process. The worker will fill the tank and the process will begin. You can see your workers bringing water and mash to the tank. Hard working little bees they be. Alright. Fermentation is a long process though. How about we speed up time? You have 3 different speed settings. Set it to 8. In the meantime, I'll show you the recipe book and the recipe map. Welcome to the recipe map. This is where the unlockable recipes are gonna be. There's 4 types of spirit: moonshine, brandy, whiskey, and vodka, and 3 complexities: cheap, fine, and premium. For now, you don't know a ton of recipes, but let me tell you how to discover more. Each recipe has a radius, which will expand depending on the quality that you achieve when making a batch. When the radius hits another recipe, you'll get a hint about it. Each hint brings you closer to finding a new liquor. It's a God-given duty to discover every recipe and make it premium quality to honor your ancestors, or at least honor my wish to try each one. Now let's check out your recipes. Alright. This is the recipe you discovered when you did that last batch. You can start all different elements, the main ingredient, the flavor chart, the ethanol percentage, and so on. When you don't know everything about a recipe, this is how it looks. Each hint reveals a little something. Each alcohol type has its own tab, and with time you'll discover everything. Now that the fermentation is done, we can start the distillation. Let's head back to the batch hub. Set up distillation. Whew, it's a lot of learning. Distillation is a subtractive step. Each jar contains a fraction of the final product, both in terms of flavor and ethanol value. Selecting the ones you want to keep and the ones you want to discard will let you find balance between the expected flavors and ethanol content. In the settings for distillation process, you can control the flame rate and the jar. These affect and speed production and the quantity and quality of your product. Let's set the flame rate higher in order to speed up the process. Alright, so some of these buttons usage is not very intuitive. Now let's specify which jars you want to get rid of and keep in order to achieve the desired outcome. The recipe requires 20% ethanol in the end product, so let's have between 20 and 30 here to give ourselves a bit of leeway. Modify the jar settings, so I don't know what I did. $75%, 88%, 95%, but that's too strong. How do we change? Oh, the ethanol is going up at the top. Okay, so we need to get the ethanol up. So trying to figure out which buttons I gotta push. Well, everything seems to be in order. Let's do this. Let's take a look at how things are going on the base. While the distillation is all a distilling, I can tell you a little bit about notifications. They tell you everything that's happening at your base, so you'll be updated and informed on what's, how, and why. Let's wait until the distillation process is over. Whew. Now that distillation's all done, we can bottle the product. Let's open the batch hub again and check on the production line. Set up bottling. This is a final point when you can modify things, fortify or dilute the product, and set the price. Once it's bottled, it's done. Same goes for fortifying the alcohol, but what you can do now is dilute it. That'll help you meet ethanol requirement and it'll increase the volume of the product, but be careful. Too much water will decrease the quality. Reach 20% ethanol to achieve a recipe match. So, oh, there we go. So the price, I'm trying to match the ethanol. How do I get? Alright, the price is moving. How do I get the... I really wish the... Okay, I keep getting on the price. I don't want the price. I want to go up to the ethanol. The quality of the product is influenced by several parameters. The flavor match the ethanol content and the quality of your apparatus. Later on, the parameters will also influence quality, like the skills of your workers and blending of jars. Pricing is obviously an important part of the recipe process because we want Benjamins, but don't be too greedy. We need customers to actually buy the product. Consider the quality price ratio. So I guess that's the stars up top, maybe. Find an appealing price. You can see mastery points you will receive for this recipe. Mastery points are used to unlock new tech. Each time you raise the quality of a recipe, you'll gain more MP. And finally, you can name your product. It's your first brew, so show your grunkle how creative you can be. Name your product. Alright, so... Grunkle. Fave. Probably not, but we'll just say it. And I think that's it. We can finish the product. Let's bottle it. Congratulations, your first batch is done. Now you can archive it. This way, you'll be able to recreate it exactly in the future from the archive tab. But for now, let's close this window. Achievement, make your first moonshine batch. Well, having moonshine is all fine and dandy, sure, but having money is even better. Your product has to be delivered to thirsty clients. Luckily, you have just the means for that. Just remember, always be careful when you're making rounds. Let's check out the delivery window now and finish preparing the delivery. Is this here little window? You can set up the details for your delivery. Remember, that's how you build your reputation. Okay. Here you can choose a driver. Right now he's already selected by default, but you might have a specialist driver in the future who could be a better choice. Now let's take a look at the car. You don't own one, but you can borrow my old jalopy. In the future, you'll be able to have more cars. You'll see that every car has its own stats. For the cargo, let's choose a spirit you've just prepared, and so skillfully too, thanks to yours truly. Alright. Go back to delivery window to finalize the operation. Set, okay. Set destination. Now let's start the delivery and see how it goes on your old good friend's map. The old shack. We got the base, we got a store, we got a local den, we got the old shack. Alright, now he's going back. Each hotspot has different client preferences, so try to meet them for optimal dealings. Meanwhile, the alert level shows the risk of police raid on your stash. Each time you sell something, the risk increases. But more clients mean more money. Storage shows you batch you delivered and how well it has sold. You can also change its price. Each batch has a wariness gauge. If it's too high, sales will drop, but if the liquor isn't sold for some time, the wariness gauge will decrease. Open sale tab. This is a graph with details on transactions, customers, and revenue. Alright, close the hotspot. You can see your mission on the top left. You can pin or unpin the mission you want to display here. This makes it easier to follow your progress. Complete the tutorial and test your mantle. Oh, and there's a mission right here. A poor soul in desperate need of our help. Mission log. Let's take a look at the missions log. It'll help you keep track of all the missions you've so bravely accepted. They're divided into main story missions and secondary missions, which you can find on the map. All your past missions are found in the archive. Seems like we got ourselves a mission. We have to make moonshine with agave syrup and corn syrup. Let's do this. I have some of them syrups around here, but next time you'll have to buy your ingredients in the store. I've already mentioned the different tech and skills that you get to unlock since you have some mastery points. Let's check out the technology tree. The tree is divided into 2 tabs, one for fermentation, the other for distillation. You don't have enough points to unlock all the technologies, but I think this one will do for now. This tech will give you access to heavy sugars like agave syrup and corn syrup. They're perfect for your mission. I think the apparatus from our past batch is a little dirty and maybe slightly damaged. We did push it pretty hard. Let's see. Yep, dirty and damaged. Ha! Just like, well, never mind. Hey, let's just clean the sucker and then it'll be fine for the next batch. A dirty apparatus is bad for product. So, clean. Next, we need some mashing equipment to turn agave and corn syrups into something usable. We call this pre-fermentation. Alright. For now, you only have access to mashing, but the tech tree will allow you to unlock the process of more ingredients later on. And now that your worker has finished cleaning the other apparatus, he can begin building a new one. Tons of work, sure, but that's what we pay him for. Craft the apparatus. Come on, let's right trigger. Nope. When the apparatus is ready, place it somewhere on the base. Alright, we're just gonna keep everything under this tree shadow for now, I guess. Let's do this. Let's make a new batch. So, create new batch. Now, I have a little gift for you and your recipe. You can pin it so that it won't get lost. Poor man's tequila. Once you're done studying this little beauty, pick it and get started on the batch. Add the agave syrup, corn syrup, yeast, and all the required apparatuses to start production. Corn syrup. I think that's what we need to do. Should we have the sugar? I don't know that we need the sugar. I guess it's only gonna let me put the simple yeast in. Ingredient proportions. Alright, so 9600. Whoo! Alright, so and bottling. Create. Alright, let's take a look at the base one last time. Now, one last word of advice. Be wary of the police. Our activities are far from legal. As sad as that is, the top bar shows how interested in you the police are. Trouble on the road and too many transactions in one hotspot will increase it. If you reach the end of the police alert bar, your base will be raided, and that means game over. And that's it. I do love finishing on a happy note. Now go and make your grunkle proud. And if you need anything, just check the Book of Moonshine to see all the knowledge I can pass on to you, and that's all. And what grunkle means is that you know the very basics of moonshine, and there's so much more to it, specific kind of work. Alright, we finished the tutorial. Well, back in your day, people didn't brush their teeth, voted Nixon, and prayed to the moon. How dare you, young lady. And there ain't nothing wrong with respecting the moon. Winds are working in his and shine after all. Either way, I think it'll be best if my little older brother produced some more liquor to hone his skill. Grumble. I suppose. Alright, so we have to craft one fermentation apparatus, deliver 20 liters of poor man's tequila and deliver 40 liters of alcohol made from corn syrup. So I guess we go back up here. We set up fermentation. Okay, so we need to get trying to get that percentage as high as we can get it. No, we had it at the 70. Alright, we got too much sugar in here though. Oh my god, this is so hard to figure out. To go back down. Alright. The quality is only 45% though, like. Trying to get the time now. How do I adjust the fermentation time? I don't want to move this one. I want to move the bottom, the very bottom. And I can't figure out how it's going to let me move the bottom. Alright. No, because that went... Alright. No, it's not got enough ethanol in it. Whatever. I don't even care. Oh, alright, that's in progress. Alright, so it's completed. Now we gotta wait for that to ferment. I guess we want to archive that. Let's look around, see what's going on. Look around with all my eyeballs. Alright, what's this? That's not what I wanted to hit. Return to base. We're in progress still. These controls are not ideal. There might be something to help with that, but looks like we're almost done with that. Alright, so then go up here, set up distillation. It says the ethanol is probably enough. Do we want to... There we go. I was wondering what happened with that. Okay, so... does not require blending. So... we can just make it then, I guess, because it didn't require blending. Distillation ongoing. All right. So, set up bottling. All right, so your recipe does not match. How do we change? This is the part we can change the price, but there we go. So how do we? That makes it less, but we can't make it any stronger. Okay. So we don't want to do that. The quality will decrease if you don't match ethanol requirements of poor man's tequila. So... I guess we'll do 45. Let's bottle it. Alright, so... then we gotta deliver it, I guess. So... we're gonna deliver it. Set destination. Start delivery. Just as always, we've done it like I'm pros. Alright, we finished our first side quest. Alright, so return to base. Craft a fermentation apparatus. So, come on. There we go. So, can we craft that? Do we have the money for that? I don't know where our money's at. Oh, it's up there. Alright. So now we gotta place it, I think. No, we don't want to place another one of them. I want to place the barrel I just crafted. Oh, it's under construction still. Okay, so we gotta make another batch of poor man's tequila. Load recipe. I don't have the ingredients. So what ingredients am I missing? So I need to go. I need molasses. How do I get... Alright, let's see if we can go to the store. So I need molasses. Let's do 50 of that. I'm just gonna buy a bunch of shit. Alright. I don't know what the red eyes mean. Alright. We'll just buy all that. Yes. Nope, go back. Oh wait, there's the settings. Sound. Music. We gotta turn that down. Apply. Alright, we turn. Apply. There we go. Alright, resume. So we can go back up here. Come on. Create a new batch. Ooh, it saved our progress. Alright, so we need can we scroll down? Come on. I guess I need birch. I mean, is that the recipe or is that not the recipe? Ugh. These controls are not intuitive. How do I go down? There we go. Molasses. Oh, wait a minute. I'm looking at the wrong thing. I need to look here. So I need agave syrup. Oh, I gotta go back to the store and get cane syrup. Agave, corn, birch, and cane.
Greetings. Will do.
Alright. Alright, so we need agave, corn. We don't need that. I want... Come on. Cane sugar. Only let me put 3 ingredients in though. Agave, corn syrup. What's that one? Birch syrup. But I can only put 3 in. So then what am I supposed to do? I guess it's only going to let me do that. So I'm at a 78% match. Move this that way. Come on. $79, $88. think that's as close as we're gonna get because we only have 3 ingredients. Great. I guess we're just gonna try it. That's the part that I just can't figure out for the life of me. Alright, so we're 90%, 82, 91. So we want this one. Nope. Nope. That gets us to 91. Nope. 91. There's only 2% ethanol though. Nope. Alright. I don't know, we're gonna go for it. Our fermentation is ongoing. Oh, we need a... Our time is paused. There we go. These buttons, I tell you, they're killing me. I feel like this would be much easier on a computer than an Xbox. Alright, well equipped. There you go. Even gooder equipment. I knew you could do it. You've evilly been my favorite nephew. He's your only actual nephew, and you've been grumbling at him this whole time. Well, it was motivational grumbling, and it worked. To be building such a contraptions from scratch, you remind me of myself when I was a youngin', full of hope and ambition. Back when you boarded the Mayflower. I'm gonna ignore that, right? Hurtful comment, because we should get us more things. Alright, so that's completed. So set up distillation. Alright, poor man's tequila, 91% match. It says it doesn't require blending. So do I just leave it then? If I go like this, does that, no, that's 84, 93, 85, 85, 93. What if I go like this, 91, 93, nope, 59, we need that. I think 93 is as high as we can get it. Alright. Alright, that's in progress. Oh, we gotta hire a worker. So, recruitment. Alright, let's see if I can negotiate. How do I? There we go. 6. So we want 757. Let's try that with a 250 bonus. All right. Gotta hone them skills. All right, so that's complete. set up bottling. Alright, so the recipe does not match. Alright, we don't want to make it lower. Maybe $60? Alright, so now we gotta do it again, I guess. Well, we gotta deliver it though. A humble start, make 44 of 100, deliver 20. A poor man's tequila, office party, deliver alcohol with 25 to 45% alcohol. So then, under the bridge.